This video will tell you all about 32-bit and 64-bit Windows operating systems, so that it will help you to choose between 32-bit and 64-bit Windows operating system. The question is, should you download 32-bit or 64-bit Windows? Here are the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit installations, so you can make the right call. When you create a bootable Windows installer or install the OS from a disk, you will have to decide whether you want the 32-bit or 64-bit operating system. If you are not sure what this means, this question might confuse you, and worse, choosing the wrong options could hamper your system performance down the road. So I'm going to discuss the difference between the 32-bit and 64-bit Windows and which one you should choose next time you install Windows. So what's the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit? The installation of 32-bit or 64-bit Windows depends on the processor inside your computer. Like Windows, processors are either 32-bit or 64-bit. 64-bit machines can process much more information at once, making them more powerful. 32-bit processors are still present in some old computers, but have been almost entirely overtaken by 64-bit CPUs today. If you have a 32-bit processor, your only option is to install 32-bit Windows. While it's possible to install 32-bit Windows on 64-bit processor, you must run 64-bit Windows to take full advantage of 64-bit CPU's benefits. By the way, Windows 11 is only available as a 64-bit version. If you have a 32-bit CPU, you can't install Windows 11 at all. To see if you have 64-bit Windows installed on Windows 10, then you can follow the following steps in this video to understand if it's a 64-bit or a 32-bit. Just head to the settings, then from there to the systems, and under the device specification header next to system type, you will see if the Windows and your processor are 32-bit or 64-bit. You can see the demonstration on the screen right now. Now the next question is, should I download 32-bit or 64-bit Windows? Today, 64-bit installation of Windows have superseded 32-bit version in almost all cases. Installing 64-bit Windows is usually the right move, but it's worth reviewing your current setup in case. If you buy a new PC off the shelf, it will include a 64-bit copy of Windows. With a new PC that has 64-bit version of Windows installed on a 64-bit processor, you are all set. The only time you will find a PC with 32-bit CPU now is a used model. So avoid buying any computer you find this way is outdated. But it is totally a different story when you are upgrading a current Windows installation. If you are upgrading to Windows 10 or 11 from an earlier version, first check to see if your processor is 64-bit using the above method. You should install 64-bit version of Windows when you upgrade. This gives you the best performance and prevents you from going through another upgrade later. Now the next question is installing the right version of Windows. You will get the physical copy from the Windows Store. You can buy it from the Windows Store. Otherwise, you can download it online. The best way to install Windows for most people is through Microsoft Windows download page. Choose the version you want, then click the download button under the Create Windows Installation Media, and then grab the Media Creation tool. This will walk you through upgrading your current PC or creating a bootable USB drive to install Windows on other machines. So when you walk through the steps, the tool will ask you to choose the architecture for installation, which is where you can pick the 64-bit or 32-bit. So you can make the choice based on your system hardware requirement. If it's a 64-bit supporting hardware, then you can definitely choose the same. So next question is, what are the advantages of 64-bit Windows? The biggest change in that 64-bit Windows can handle much more RAM than a 32-bit edition. 32-bit operating system limit you to using 4 GB of RAM or less. Thus, any RAM that you have installed over 4 GB isn't usable on 32-bit Windows. 64-bit systems can use more RAM than you will ever need. about 17 million TB, that is theoretically. On a 64-bit Windows system, you will also notice two different program files folder in your system drives because 32-bit programs are inherently different from 64-bit software. Windows keep them separate. Thus, whenever you install software that's built for 64-bit systems, it goes to the program files folder. 32-bit software goes into program files instead. The 64-bit Windows is also inherently more secure. Now the next question is choosing between 32-bit and 64-bit software. Many apps such as Google Chrome and Microsoft Office are available in 64-bit flavor. These versions don't provide massive improvements over the 32-bit versions, but they are more efficient and stable than the 32-bit counterparts. Heavy programs like video editors, high-end games run better in 64-bit versions. Multitasking becomes more efficient too. On 64-bit system, if you have a choice between 32-bit and 64-bit app, always go with the 64-bit for best performance. You can see which app on your system are 32-bit by opening the Task Manager with Ctrl plus Shift plus Escape and checking the Process tab. Anything with 32-bit next to its name isn't 64-bit. So the last question is, do I need 64-bit Windows? For most people, 64-bit Windows is today's standard and you should use it to take advantage of security features, better performance and increased RAM capability. The only rare reasons you want to stick with 32-bit Windows are listed below. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.